Why is life like this? Why is everything gotta be so damn hard? I've walked through fire, seen the worst this world has to offer, and still, it never gets any easier. Every time I think I've seen the bottom, life digs another pit, deeper and darker. The pain, it never leaves. You think you're done with it, but it clings to you like a shadow, always there, whispering in your ear. I used to think I was strong, that I could handle anything. But now, man, now I ain't so sure. Every battle, every loss, it chips away at you until you're left standing here, wondering if there's anything left. What's the point of all this? Fighting, bleeding, crying. For what? To watch everything you care about slip away, leaving you with nothing but memories that cut deeper than any blade. But here's the messed up part. The part that really breaks me. Even in all this darkness, all this misery, there's a flicker, a tiny spark of hope. I hate it sometimes. Hate how it makes me believe that maybe, just maybe, things could get better. But without it, what do I have? Nothing but despair. And that's a poison I can't afford to swallow. I want to hate that hope, but it's the only thing keeping me from losing myself completely. People talk about optimism like it's some easy thing, like all you gotta do is smile and think positive and everything will be okay. But those people, they don't know what it's like to be down here in the mud, fighting for every breath. They don't know what it's like to wake up every day feeling like you're drowning in your own life and all the good in the world is just out of reach. Optimism. It's not about pretending everything's fine. It's about holding on to that tiny bit of light when everything around you is pitch black. It's about looking at the darkness and saying, you're not gonna beat me today. Not today. But damn, it's hard. It's so damn hard. Some days I feel like I'm losing that fight. Like the darkness is winning. I can't lie. I've thought about giving up more times than I can count. Just laying down this sword, closing my eyes, and letting it all go. But something keeps pulling me back, dragging me to my feet when I can't stand on my own. Maybe it's faith. Maybe it's stubbornness. I don't know. All I know is I'm still here, and as long as I'm breathing, I gotta keep going. You know what's the worst part? It's the loneliness. The kind that creeps into your bones and sits in your chest like a weight you can't shake. You stand there in the middle of all this chaos, this endless struggle, and you look around, and it hits you. No one's coming to save you. No one's there to pull you out of the darkness. It's just you, alone fighting against everything that life throws at you. It's brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. I've seen good men fall, seen the light go out of their eyes when they couldn't take it anymore. It breaks my heart every single time because I know they fought just as hard as me, maybe harder, but I've learned something important in all this suffering. It's not about never falling, it's about getting back up, no matter how many times you hit the ground. It's about trusting yourself, trusting that somewhere deep down you have what it takes to push through, to keep going when everything in you is screaming to stop. But let me tell you, the world doesn't care about your intentions, your dreams, your hopes. It'll beat you down, spit on you, and walk away without a second thought. It doesn't care if you're hurting, if you're barely holding on it. It's cold, indifferent, and unforgiving. You've got to be harder, tougher, meaner than the world if you want to survive. But here's the kicker. You can't let it turn you into something you're not. You can't let the darkness take over. Can't let it change you. That's the real battle, isn't it? Not losing yourself in the fight. Not becoming the very thing you're struggling against. I think about faith sometimes, about whether there's really something out there, some higher power watching over us, guiding us through all this mess. I want to believe it, I really do. I want to believe there's a reason for all this suffering, that it's leading somewhere, that there's a plan, but when you're down here, in the thick of it, it's hard to see anything but the pain. It's hard to believe in anything when you're surrounded by darkness. But maybe, just maybe, that's what faith is. Not seeing the light, but knowing it's there, somewhere, even when you can't feel it. Trusting that there's a purpose, a reason for all this, even if you can't understand it. And maybe that's enough to keep going, to keep fighting, even when everything in you is screaming to give up. You've got to live. Live in every moment, every detail, no matter how small. Because those little things, they're all we have when the world goes to hell. The sound of rain on the roof, the way the sun feels on your face, the smile of a stranger. Those are the things that remind you you're still alive, that there's still something worth fighting for. It's the details that make life bearable when everything else falls apart. And we've got to work with everything we've got, with a pure heart. Because in the end, that's all we can control. The world can take everything else, strip you down to nothing, but it can't touch what's inside you. It can't take your intentions, your will to do right, even when everything's going wrong. That's the warrior's code, isn't it? To keep fighting, keep pushing, even when the odds are stacked against you, even when you're bleeding and broken and can't see a way out. But it's lonely, so damn lonely carrying all this weight. Sometimes I think about how it would feel to just let go, to stop fighting and let the darkness take me. But then I remember that there's always someone else out there, someone just as lost, just as hurt. And if I fall, who's gonna help them? Who's gonna show them that it's possible to keep going, even when everything in you is screaming to stop? You ever think about how fragile it all is? How everything we build, everything we fight for, can be taken away in an instant. One wrong move, one mistake, and it's all gone. It makes you wonder why we bother at all, doesn't it? Why we keep pushing, keep struggling, when the odds are so damn high against us. But maybe that's the point. Maybe it's not about the outcome, but the fight itself. The fact that we keep going, keep fighting, even when it seems impossible. That's what makes us who we are. That's what makes life worth living. And maybe, just maybe, that's what we need to hold on to. Not the fear, not the pain, but the fact that we're still here, still wanting to fight, that we haven't given up, no matter how many times we've been knocked down. That's what matters in the end. That's what makes us warriors. But God, it's hard. Some days it feels like the weight of the world is crushing me, like I'm drowning in all the pain and darkness. And no matter how hard I fight, no matter how strong I try to be, it never seems to be enough. But I can't give up. I can't let the darkness win. Because if I do, then everything I've fought for, everything I've suffered for, will have been for nothing. And I can't live with that. I won't live with that. Yeah, life is dark, it's painful and cruel, and it'll kick you when you're down. But we can't let it break us. We've got to find that strength inside, the strength to stand up, to keep fighting, even when we're at our lowest. We've got to trust that there's something better out there, something worth all this suffering, even if we can't see it yet. And maybe, just maybe, one day we'll find that peace we've been fighting for. Maybe we'll look back on all this pain, all this darkness, and understand why we had to go through it. But until then, we fight. We fight with everything we have, and we don't give up. Because that's what it means to be a warrior. That's what it means to live. You know what else kills me? It's the silence. After the battles, after the chaos, when everything goes quiet, that's when it hits you the hardest. The silence is deafening, and in that silence, all the thoughts you've been trying to push away come rushing in. The doubts, the fears, the regrets, they all hit you like a tidal wave, and you're left standing there trying to hold on to whatever's left of you. It's in those moments that the darkness feels the heaviest, like it's suffocating you, squeezing the life out of you. And maybe that's what this is all about. Maybe that's why life is so damn hard, so dark and cruel. It's a test, a way of stripping us down to our core, making us face the darkest parts of ourselves so we can find out what we're really made of. And yeah, it's brutal, it's painful and heartbreaking, and it'll bring you to your knees. But it's also what makes us strong. It's what makes us warriors. So, we keep fighting, we keep pushing, even when it feels like we're at the end of our rope. Because what else can we do? Giving up isn't an option. Not if we want to live. Not if we want to make it through this darkness and find whatever's waiting for us on the other side. And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, we'll find that peace we've been searching for. That light at the end of the tunnel. But until then, we keep going. We keep fighting. Keep hoping. Keep believing. Because that's what it means to be alive. That's what it means to be a warrior. And as long as we're still breathing, we've got to keep moving forward, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how dark the world becomes. Because that's the only way we'll ever find out what's really on the other side of all this pain and suffering. Why is life like this? Hell if I know. But as long as I'm still breathing, I'm gonna keep fighting, keep hoping, keep believing that there's a reason for all this. Because if I don't, then what's the point?